right. Hello. I'm Raul. Thank you for watching our show again. I probably look really giant because I'm close to the camera, but it's the best lighting we're going to get for me at least. Let's go ahead and focus on the environment and also our guest here, Jovanka Ciares from... Yeah, can you tell us actually what your YouTube channel is right now?
Yeah, so my channel is Jovanka Ciares, and I am an herbalist and a nutrition coach, and so I do a lot of do-it-yourself remedies, natural cures, and obviously talk a lot about veganism and healthy lifestyle.
Awesome. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. This is exciting. This is really a lot of fun. Like, I just feel like, whoa.
Yeah, this is a 360 camera and we're filming everything. So if you're watching, look around because this is actually such a beautiful use of space. You see all the different plants, so many colors. It's just really like showing the beauty of nature, but then also what you can do in an urban setting. So we're here inside Culver City, California, and you've done an amazing job here.
Thank you. So I've always wanted to be close to nature, but I also love city living. So if you don't have a big yard, you can still do a lot of stuff with plants. As an herbalist, you can just plant things like mint and thyme and things that you can use in your kitchen, but also like it beautifies your garden and it makes it smell amazing.
Awesome. Yes. So in a way, we're kind of using virtual reality filmmaking to show you the beauty of real life, right? So that's one of the things about virtual reality, like the paradox, where we're using this virtual filmmaking technique to kind of get you more engaged with nature.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but we have a question from you, right?
So I wanted to come on Raul's channel because I know that he's an acupuncturist and I love what you do. But as a vegan and as an herbalist, I am very much concerned about using exclusively plant products and making sure that whatever we do is making our lives better, but not necessarily making the planet worse. And I love acupuncture, but I wanted to find out if acupuncture is vegan, and if it's not vegan, if it's at least plant friendly or animal friendly.
Okay, good question. Okay, so but the short answer is yes, and it depends on your acupuncturist. If they want to, or if I like to say, like if they're enlightened enough, then they're definitely going to be pushing for the vegan products. And the thing about herbal medicine is that the vast majority of the herbs that we use on a day-to-day basis are plants. There just happen to be some specialty ones that might be insect or animal, and those ones usually are like it's kind of like you got to go out of your way to get these ones. And
are they used in the Western world? Because it sounds to me like some of these remedies that include, like, I don't know, parts of animals have been used hundreds of years ago, but they're not really that popular any longer, or at least not used regularly.
Some are, like deer antler, because they they just fall off the deer, and so then
it's like a nail that breaks off.
So that's real popular with the Korean community. There's different, like the bear bile, stuff like that, where it's still possible to get. That's the thing. So some of these are banned in our country, but they still get in, or also they're still produced, which is a tragedy. And the thing is, like, I know China, when I've gone back, they've had like public campaigns to try to get people not interested in some of these, like ivory or other animal products, like the rhino horn and stuff like that, because rhino horn was also considered an herb. It was even used, up until quite recently. I know even in the 1970s and probably even later, right?
I'm sure it's still being used, or at least being, taken.
Yeah, so that's an unfortunate thing. So at least there are some campaigns, and I think that's what we kind of have to do is like show that the thing about medicine and herbs is that we can kind of find what are some of the beneficial compounds in these herbs, and then we can try to find them in not only other herbs or other substances, but we can also try to synthesize them or isolate them in a ways that we can use these isolates in conjunction with whole herb products.
So if it's someone like me who's looking for an acupuncturist, right, and I'm in the middle of my own city, right, and I might not have you as an enlightened acupuncturist to tell me, could I just, go online? Is there a place where I can find out, like, if an acupuncturist is vegan friendly or is going to use? It's not. We know that rhino horns are not going to be used, which we know that these rhinos are actually on the verge of extinction because of poaching and over hunting. How do I make sure that my acupuncturist is doing the right thing?
I think, well, I do believe there's a thing called plantbaseddoctors.org. They try to make a database for all kinds of doctors, including, I believe I'm on that one already.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But if you go on there and you don't find an acupuncturist in your area, you're probably just going to have to call the ones in your area and then just ask, like, look, I'm a vegan. Are you going to support me or not? Because, I've heard from other vegans where they've gone to their acupuncturist and the acupuncturist, like speaks negatively of their life choice, which even though it's like the most ethical and one of the most absolutely the most healthy
and certainly the most compassionate for yourself as a human and for the rest of the world. What about, I mean, I in my channel, and I'm sure you talk a lot, there's a lot of people that listen to these videos that are not vegan, but are just interested in doing right by their bodies and also right by the world around them. So tell me a little bit, like, beyond the herbs, I know that acupuncture, it's actually really effective and it uses stuff that has nothing to do with plants, right? So tell me a little bit, like, what do you use? What are your normal tools for acupuncture? Yeah,
the vast majority of my patients actually don't take herbs at all. We do the needles, suction cups. Sometimes we'll use moxibustion as well.
Oh, I love moxibustion.
Okay, maybe on your channel we'll do a demo on that. Yeah, because everyone knows the needles. They're very fine. They're basically like, so if you see Jovanka's hair glistening in the light, that's pretty much the thickness of a needle, the average needle. So and also the edge is different. So it's not a beveled edge like a syringe. It's designed to tear into your vein or your artery. This is one fine tip, so it easily goes inside your skin to the muscle. It helps to relax the muscles, and then when it comes out, that's why there's usually no bleeding or anything like that. Just the skin just closes right back up.
Oh, cool, awesome. So vegan or not vegan, acupuncture can help you tremendously. I know it's helped me. Like, I remember going to the acupuncturist to deal with my PMS and severe issues with my hormones, and through the years with pain and discomfort, especially muscular pain. It's been really amazing.
Oh, wonderful. Well, then we got to keep that going. Like, I'll start giving you acupuncture.
I totally have to go back.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, do you have any other questions for me?
God, so many questions, so little time. Let's see. What do you want me to ask you about veganism specifically? Because I could.
Sure.
So let me ask you about virtual reality, because I love what you're doing with this camera. It's really unique. I'm sure there's a lot of YouTubers out there doing this kinds of stuff, but I don't see them a lot. I love the idea of using kind of virtual reality to help the world. It's not just for entertainment or, like somebody that's lonely in a basement, kind of like in their own little world. You told me that the original use of virtual reality, or one of the original uses, was to help people with PTSD, especially soldiers coming back from war.
Yes, no, that's exactly right. So what people don't understand is that, it's not just for playing video games, but it's actually like scenarios like this, like filming in 360. So there are, like, where do I start with this one? Because
so much.
Because so this camera that we're using is a 360 camera, and so then some virtual reality purists will say, like, well, this is film and it's not virtual reality because you, the viewer, can't, like, move around in the space, right? But the thing is, it's still very immersive. Yeah. So you can also, there's things going on in your brain that makes you, like, if you're wearing the goggles, then you would feel like you're here. So your brain would actually start reacting like you're in this space. Yeah. because you can see everything. You can see, like, you have your peripheral vision. You can turn, and there's still more that you'll see. So your brain will react like, I'm in that environment.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that was used for treating post-traumatic stress disorder for a lot of the returning vets, because they had to, basically, people bottle up this trauma, and so then they create computerized videos where, you know, they'll have the soldier kind of like relive the traumatic events. And
but in a safe environment.
Yeah, in a safe environment with a therapist, so that they can train them to like see or like cope with it. Right. So they give them coping mechanisms to help with all the devastating things that they witnessed and, you know, that's like participated in.
That's amazing. So tell me, how do you then marry virtual reality and your passion for veganism on this channel and in your life?
I think in a way it's like because of these other like medical applications for virtual reality, I think that's what really attracted me to it. And so I think that's kind of even like my channel, like VR Vegan, since veganism is an ism where it's like about like ethics, and it's not just about the diet, right? Yeah, so it's I think that that's why like I have that name, VR Vegan, because we can talk about like health issues or
it's fascinating.
So in a way that, in my mind at least, that's how I marry the two.
So you started with a passion for VR first or veganism first? Like, which one came first?
Well, I've been vegan much longer than because like even this camera didn't exist like a year ago, right? So definitely veganism for over 10 years now. So but I think since I do have like a background in like theater and stuff like that, like I'm always interested in the arts, and I think virtual reality and 360 filmmaking were one of the things that like really sparked my interest again. Besides like traditional 2D videos, that's fine, and you know, that's cool.
For the rest of us,
I mean, because even on one of my other channels about wrestling, you know, I'll do some instructionals and tutorials and stuff like that.
By the way, guys, Raul is multi-talented, as you just discovered. Like, he does wrestling, he does VR, he does veganism, and he's like an acupuncturist. Like, how many hours in the day does he have? Is the question.
Yeah, I don't sleep. I try to sleep. But
we'll sleep when we die.
Yeah, exactly.
Life is too much fun.
Yeah. So I mean, I still do 2D videos, but this is something like really challenging because it's still kind of new. People are still trying to figure out the rules of filming in 360. There's a bunch of great projects out there, and so I'm going to be working on one for the county, Los Angeles County, on the history of disability rights in our city, in our county, and it'll be shot in 360. So I'll let everyone know when that comes out. It should be later this year.
So when he becomes famous and is nominated for an Oscar, you'll know you heard it here first.
Yes.
And I'm glad I'm your friend.
Yeah.
So hopefully you can, remember me when you're like accepting your Academy Award.
Oh, hopefully you're in everything I do. So.
Can't wait. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you for asking me questions.
Of course.
All right, so I guess we'll see everyone later.